My name is Manuel Enrich. I'm the head of investor relations at Sareb, which is a Spanish asset management house for the assets that came from the banking restructuring. Right, the market started to move around 2013, at the time that Sareb was starting to do business. We moved from very opportunistic investors coming from the USA mainly and private equity that were buying more than anything prime office space and prime residential units, and now we've moved to much more value-oriented investors playing a key role. Spanish investors through the Spanish REITs, what we call SOCIMIs, and also with other foreign investors from other countries, mainly Central America and South America, Mexico, Colombia, Venezuela, Chile, and we have also some investors coming from Asia, mainly China and Philippines. We've moved from office space, prime office space, to land and development, and now it's also interesting in tertiary assets. So we see that the market is moving, and we yet have to come more activity, probably in the area of land and development. Well, we define Sareb as Benjamin Button, so maybe that will answer. We are up and running. We were born very big, 50 billion in assets, and we are meant to die in 12 years with no assets, or maybe a tail of assets that will be probably distributed to the shareholders. We certainly, since this is a startup, we are learning by doing. So at the very beginning, we were almost forced to start doing business. Now we have much more experience. So I think that now that we have selected the new services that we'll have to sell all the assets that we have, we are starting to run. So at the very beginning, we were forced to do the business by learning. Now we have already migrated all the assets to the new services, so we are starting. Now the race is starting for us. Well, I think that we have to be quite proud of what we have achieved. So far, we managed to sell 15% of the assets and return 15% of the bond, senior bond that we have. But you have to take into account that Sareb, even though it was founded at the very end of 2012, it really started the activity at mid-year of 2013. First, because all the assets were transferred at the inception time. Some of the assets were transferred in February 2013. And then because we had the assets, no persons, no people, only, it is said that at the beginning, Sareb's team could go in a taxi cab. So basically, we had to form the team, and the activity started really at mid-2013, so we were lagging that. And then you have to take into account also that the migration of the assets in the year 2015, having been the major migration ever in the country, has slowed down a bit the activity. Well, what I will like to mention is that we are very much attached to the core values of the company, which are transparency, honesty, and social compromise. And in that sense, probably it's worth mentioning that Sareb has been ahead of other banking institutions by delivering 4,000 residential units for social use. And that's something that we will continue to do as we move forward.